Hey guys, Brian here with Stokes Company Restoration Business, and we've been on the move. That video, I don't know if y'all seen it yet, or at this time when I release this, if it's been released or not. We've been picking up a couple of items here. Got a Sea-Doo GTI, working on it. Got it here, gonna do some working on it. Picked up a boat the other day in Austin. On boat over here, we're in the process of working on all these right now, so it just depends on how this video falls in the time frame, whether I've worked on these or not yet. So we'll put some new hubs and tires on this one to get it back to this VIP Bassmaster from Austin, Texas. Pretty good little run there, about 12-13 hour day driving down there, picking it up, bringing it back. The old green truck loaded up. She's still got to go down, pick up another one where that Sea-Doo came from in Waco. But what we got here today is, I know we've been running in boats, but y'all like Kubotas, y'all like the agriculture part. So hey, here we are. My dad said, hey, friend of a friend said, hey, I got a Kubota. You think Brian want to work on it? Sure, why not? So what we got today is we got the B7500 Kubota, and they actually washed this thing before bringing it over here, and I'm like, wow. This is, I'm just ballparking from what I remember, Kubota 20-25 years old. And show you something. That oil filter right there, that looks to be gray. That's a gray oil filter. That's the original oil filter, and the oil is pretty black. Let me show you something else in here. This one, see that? That's gray. Your factory Kubota filters will be gray painted on majority of all Kubota out there, so gray painted. The other ones will have usually a white color and Kubota writing on them. So anyways, here we go. She needs to see, she got some hydraulic leaks, they said, and so okay, let's check it out. So literally pulled the, it's even got a Kubota battery on it, look at that. Those are actually really good batteries. That thing might come back to life, I don't know. You know me, I'll get my old battery charger out and we'll test it up. So I just threw on my boat marine battery, threw it on there, turned the key on, no go, key, go push, come on, but starting it, nada. So kind of played, it's a hydrostat, kind of played with the hydrostat pedal. Also got a clutch pedal. I had to dive in to more of this. Me, we got just like to jump into it. Let's just jump in. Let's pull the signal wire off the starter. Let's just jump it here to here, and boom, this thing fired up like immediately. Like been sitting for I don't know how long, just fired up immediately. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So had some lines, one line leaking, so I bypassed it. Another line leaking, bypassed it. I'm like, all right, we gotta stop. We gotta get this thing fixed. So ended up purchasing this thing. I'll give you a number at the end. Y'all can go ahead and guess, put in the comments what you think this thing purchased for. It runs, but all original filters, definitely need some servicing. Got hydraulic leaks. That cylinder over here was leaking right here, but somebody had messed up the threads on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop off these two bucket cylinders, and I might end up popping all of them up. I don't know. I'd feel a lot better just getting them all cylinders rebuilt and all lines done, at least on the loader here itself. Now it gets back up here to these lines right here. I'll just kind of wait and see how they run. And then you got some supply lines. You got more lines going on down there. So I'm gonna run these down here. They're the simplest. Get these four done. Get the cylinders rebuilt first. Service it. The fuel filter housing was spraying out fuel. Those are pretty inexpensive to replace. So we're gonna service this thing. We're gonna get this thing up in top running condition. Then we'll put her up for sale. Get a little tractor down here in East Texas. Yeah, 3.540 PTO, Somebody put a ball on there for the drawbar. So I mean, it's got a light busted. It's got a slow moving sign missing. Got a little toolbox under there, but make a good little tractor. Got the ones that have the bolt to go through the axle here in this pin. So, yep, this is our project for right now. So I'll set this up here for you while let it view while I pull some cylinders out. Go ahead and knock this one out too while we're here. These are your bucket cylinders because they operate the bucket to tilting it. All right, so we're back diving off into this thing. There's a let me find it here for you. Okay, right down here below the engine oil filter, there's a plug, coolant drain. So coolant drain, here's what it is. Let me put it together for you. Okay, so the plug goes in there, and it's got the hose coming in and the hose going out. Coming off the bottom of the radiator, going to the engine block, and it was completely stopped up. I pulled this off, wouldn't drain. This was stopped up. And then these two hoses here, I had to put air pressure on the end of them to blow them out. So anytime you're going through something like this, be sure and take your time to thoroughly clean out your cooling system. You don't want to get this thing back together and not be running out or be running hot. So I went and pulled the radiator out. Pretty simple. I'm just going to wash it out, make sure to flow properly. Got my wife Stephanie take the cylinders over to M&R Hydraulics over in Point. We've used them before in previous videos on the hay baler and things of that nature. So she went over there and dropped them off so we can get them going. One of them had that line that was stripped out on there, so I want to go ahead and get both bucket cylinders rebuilt. 4 new lines. You can get on Amazon here in a minute, look up my filters, air filter, fuel filter housing, oil filter, hydraulic filters. We're gonna get this thing serviced and it's gonna be up and going. It's gonna be a good little machine for somebody. So thank you, Lord. And we're gonna keep you up to date on just going through, getting a used tractor, fixing the leaks on there. Going through fixing the rest of it. Yeah, I'm all battery cables. Y'all know me, I'm not a big fan of this style. I'm gonna probably change it out to make me some different style ones. And well, I got a little battery compartment there, so I gotta kind of watch what I do, make sure I get a stud top battery that'll fit down in there. Unless my Kubota one revives, then I'll just use the terminals that you can have the stud on there. So we'll get that fixed up and get that going. I've just been using PB Blaster, been spraying that on my quick neck fittings. My loader control, just getting all of still a little sticky, so just kind of working it all around, spraying everything down really good. We'll have to get us a seat and clean up the rest of it, and the key, make sure the gauges, get everything working on it. So make a good little tractor for somebody. So we get the cylinders, we'll get back on it. All right, guys, so next day, got the had the radiator pulled out yesterday, flushed out just the water hose going through each port, from the field port to the upper hose to the outlet to coming out here. This is the one that goes to the engine block that had the little hoses that we had to blow out. So, and then I washed out the core itself. So saw a lot of just flakes kind of coming out of there, which flakes can be rust coming from the engine and just natural buildup since it hadn't been serviced much. But it was okay. So I just put water in here and I blocked this off to push it out here and just went back and forth until everything came out clean, and just let it set up over here to dry. I did go ahead and pull the thermostat out, and what I did is I put water in directly in through here and let it flush out here through the block, and that's where that small hose goes to. That was just shown on the bottom of the radiator via the that drain valve over here. Then we got the engine oil filter, pulled it off to let the engine oil drain since it's still original. Looked up all my part numbers, and I showed y'all before in my M9540 video where you can go in through where I used to work at Dean Kubota and look up all your parts. So I looked up all my part numbers, put my part numbers into Amazon, ordered all my parts from my belt to my thermostat with the gasket, and all of these parts needed. So here's the thermostat. You could test it and try to reuse it if you wanted to, but for the price, we're just going to put a new thermostat in here. Took off and kind of flushed out and cleaned out. See, it's just some flakes a little bit in there. Not too bad, they cleaned up pretty good. Radiator caps all right. So we got a thermostat, gasket ordered, fan belt ordered, oil filter, oil, hydraulic filters. I'll pick up some antifreeze, pick up some hydraulic oil, engine air filter. Very seldom see the inside go by. These are kind of a mesh. That's still original, still in good shape. That's secondary, kind of a backup in case your outer one comes apart. I got some fuel while I go in town. This thing holds 5 gallons and it is dry. Looks good though. Tank looks good. So I'll put fresh gas in there. Now the fuel filter bowl that was spraying fuel out, yeah, she's pretty nasty. There's yeah, you can see right there, that's what came out. That's gunky, like leaves and all sorts of stuff. Here's my filter. There's the housing. Got a whole new housing for like $15 Amazon, and they're not really that much more through your local Kubota dealer. So again, we're just cleaning up. I left the drain plug out of the engine oil since it was original. I just want it to sit there and drip as long as it can until the new one comes in. We're gonna look at possibly doing just a partial redo on this seat, maybe cutting it or getting some foam and some vinyl and seeing if we can't try to do some type of a rebuild but reuse the original seat frame on this thing. It's got plastic around here, some screws, and the rest of this thing is metal. I know it's not in the greatest of shape, but we're gonna see if we kind of show you how to possibly save some money. This thing might be too rotted out though. I don't know. We'll just have to dive off into that. And seat's not. I do like a good seat though, because I don't want to sit down and get my pants soaking wet from sitting down on it, unless you keep it under a cover like this at all times. But we're gonna see what all we can do on this thing. But just kind of keep you up to date. Got the parts ordered, and we'll hop back on it and get this thing going. You know me though, I got my battery on charge. Looks like she might be venting a little bit out of the top. Yeah, she's bubbling a little bit. So I like to set it on that piece of wood, so in case it does that. So yeah, she's charging. She's just on a 10 amp charge. So I could put it on a little bit slower of a charge, but sometimes I need a little bit of a boost to kind of get back going. And she's warm, so I might take her off and let her rest from there, and then put it on a slow charge, see if we can get her back going. Till next time, God bless y'all. All right, so we're back here on the Kubota. Come on up here and I'll show you kind of what we've been doing. Got the thermostat in from Amazon. It's like $15. It comes with the thermostat. There's 2 different types of seals. There's a seal that goes around it, or a gasket. Mine was a metal gasket style. Got the thermostat put in there. Got the radiator put in there. New fan belt. Come on over here. Got the oil filter changed on it here. Got those also off of Amazon. Seem to be pretty good quality. Engine oil. Changed the engine oil filter. Changed the engine oil. Also noticed that we were having some problems starting this thing. We had to bypass it, jump it here at the starter. So I've seen a lot of these fuses go bad. So I just simply pulled out the old fuses, put a new set of fuses in there, and come on over here. So turning the key on now, kind of key switch kind of feels a little funny now because lights kind of going on and off. All right, now we got our lights on there. Our actual lights even work on the dash. Turn signals here a little froze up, but it will start up with the as it should with the clutch. No more jumping it at the starter. That was just simply some fuses. Key switch is acting a little bit funny now. But if you're having starting issues, I just started the starter here to fuses before I dove up into anything else in there too. So they got a black cable going for the starter. I've got a red one here that I might end up using. I got my big boat battery on here. Got to get a Group 51 battery in there. The original one did not come back to life. So, but also we've got our cylinders off at M&R getting rebuilt, possibly being later end of the week or first part of next week with the new hoses, and then we'll be back up and going. So it's got a new air filter, new engine oil filter, new fan belt, new thermostat and gasket, radiator cleaned out, been all put back together and running. So we're just waiting to get the hydraulic cylinders on there and catch back up with you when we get those. Back on our little Kubota B7500 here. So I didn't fill you in on what you, let's see, every single little piece of this. So last we had was the bucket cylinders off. Took them over to M&R like we said, got new bucket cylinders made, new hoses made here. New bucket cylinder here, new hoses here. You know, we got the battery on there. I fired it up this morning. It's like 51 degrees, fired up, working great. And we got saws out here. We got some boom cylinders. Boom cylinders went to pouring. Well, this one over here went to leaking. The other side over here wasn't yet. Hoses all went to just pinholes spraying everywhere. The hoses are all so bad. So we got all 4 hoses off over there. But this pin here, she won't come out. We try beating on her, air hammering her. So I got one side cut free over here. Got the sawzall over here. Gonna get the other one cut through. And got one cylinder. This is the rod and everything for this one over here. We're gonna see if we can't do these, get these done ourselves. So I'm gonna fire up the sawzall here. And hey, this is we got a supporter cable here. Picked it up in auction for I think I paid $13 for the lot. I think I probably already made my money back on other things in there. So this is a pretty good little tool. We're I might just keep this old porter cable around here. Kind of like this one. So Pepper's gonna walk by here, and we'll let you see it as we make this final cut here and get this pin out. right, look at that. Got one air hammer marks in there. Cut number 2. My gosh, that thing, you can tell all the pitting in there. It'd been rusted in there, probably never had grease put in it. All right, so observation for this cylinder that we had to cut the pin. This is it. It took this press and heating it up. We just used a propane torch down here. Didn't have to get the oxygen acetylene torch out, but just looking at the rust built up around here to where this fitting was. Obviously, this thing doesn't appear to have ever been greased at all, so I'm definitely glad that it caught it now, because this tractor is going to be going up for sale, and I'd like for this tractor to be in good shape for the next person. But after cutting it and then pressing it to just about all that this press had and popping like crazy, finally got this thing out of there. So I'm definitely thankful for getting that out of there. Now we're going to get on and order some parts, and then we'll be back on it. Hey guys, it's Brian back here with Coastal Company Restoration Business, and finally gonna get back on the Kubota. Kubota's been working great. Let me kind of walk you over here and we'll take a look at it. We've put about 10 hours on it since the last part of the video. Just wanted to keep on going since I hadn't published that yet. So we got to work on the 3-point today. 3-point is something inside is bound up, so it's top housing. There's a piston that runs through here, so we're going to pull all this off right here and pull this top housing off where it splits right down here. So I'm going to take y'all along for that little ride. So we had a U seat we put on here, but we're going to have to figure out how to glue it back together. And but it's been really comfortable for the meantime that we've been running it. So when we got it running, it had 592. We got 602. This thing has been running for 10 hours. Done an awesome job. Had to get a tube put in this tire over here. Other than that, the rest of the tires are good. M&R had done these cylinders, these hoses, and then ended up going with factory hoses here. Ordered them straight from Kubota. Ordered seal kits from Kubota. Rebuilt these myself. First cylinders ever rebuilt. And front end loader's been working awesome. Engine's been running great. Not using any oil, no overheating. So I gotta do a few little things like put a coolant bottle in here, coolant overflow bottle. We got the battery mounted down there. We're gonna try to find some LED lights to put in there. Kind of upgrade it a little bit. My Amazon fan belt, I didn't quite make it. I got to where it was stretching, and it was coming all the way over from here, and then started rubbing on my radiator hose. So I had to go with the original Kubota. So that aftermarket belt didn't work too good, but other than that, been working awesome. I'm still gonna have to get in here and get on this these front axle hubs. Seals are leaking. We'll get on that, but we're gonna jump on this 3-point here, see if we can't get that going. In the front, we fill her up with gear oil and we run it, and it lasts for a while. So we'll get into that, but we'll get this 3-point fixed first. So here we go. Okay, looks like we got all the bolts out here. Just gonna try to slide this forward and lift it up out of there because it goes below the fenders. It looks like there's a hydraulic line right here that comes up inside here. That was keeping us from moving it forward. So we can pull that line out of there right quick. We were able to squeeze that out from under there. It took a little bit of effort because this metal line, it just doesn't move much and it goes all the way down there, and I don't want to lose all my hydraulic fluid right here. So we're able to squeeze it out of there without having to take all the take the fenders off. So next, and pull our wires out of here and be able to pull our lift pins out. Let those go down there. And we're almost there to getting our lift housing off. So got to pull a snap ring off here, pull some linkage off here, pull this knob off here, and we're almost there. All right, we still managed to keep the fender on there, even though after pulling off the plastic to get the levers off, it might have been just about as easy. I had to tweak one of the levers just a little bit. We'll get it back on there. So we're fixing to get an air hose, blow this off, and pull this top housing. Got it out of here. I don't know if you can kind of see the rust going on down in there, rust there, and that thing is froze up down in there. So this, as this moves, the 3-point moves, the pressure is what moves the piston, but the piston is stuck up inside of there. So we're gonna have to disassemble this thing and see if we can get that piston out of it, maybe get some machine shop, get it cleaned up. So I'll dive off in it a little bit more. We got that top rocker shaft lift housing. Pull over and show you what it looks like in here. So I've kind of scraped it a little bit with my wire brush and got some penetrant oil in there, but you can see she's rusty. She's rusty, so this piston is literally rusted in from sitting. Most people probably say, just get new housing, just try to find your part, but hey, let me tell you, I've already been searching. These housings, if they're available, $1,250 just for the housing, not the piston, not nothing else in it. So we got it disassembled here. These are bushings in here. We'll put new bushings in there when we get ready and go back over here. One's really bright and yellow, the other one's not so much. So we got our parts over here just laid out, and we're gonna start just kind of brushing this out, see if we can get that piston out of it. You can have this is where you apply your hydraulic fluid, goes in here to raise and lower it. This is your lever going for your three-point lift. So what we'll do is we'll be applying air to try to get that piston to push out of there. First we got to get that cleaned up and try to salvage this thing out. I even search down for housings, used housings, eBay, since I do eBay and do all that, but this lift housing only fits 6 tractors, B7400, B7500. So we're gonna make it work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, guys, we're back from M&R machine and hydraulics work over in Point where we took the housing to. I saw we had the piston that was stuck in the nice rusty cylinder. Check that out. Pretty good shape. They got it cleaned up to where she'll be able to work. And here's the piston. So I thought they tried first was welding into here and trying to be able to pull it out, but it wasn't taking that. It just broke it loose. So ended up drilling a hole, threading it, and basically like pulling it, slide hammering it out of there, and got the piston out. So this is a heavy little cast piston. So I got online last night after working, and I'm gonna come in here and weigh this. I'm just kind of curious as what this thing weighs. Turn on my postal scale that I use for my eBay. All right, we're zeroed out. 1 pound 4 ounces. Kind of thought it might be a little bit more. It's kind of just a heavy little cast piston. Make a good paperweight. Get a remembrance of what this looks like. So got on Messick's last night. Tractor dealer up in Pennsylvania. Got an awesome web page. Looking up and ordering your parts. Got everything ordered. It's gonna be shipped out. FedEx coming here in a few days. So got all there'll be O-rings behind all this. Checking out all the bushings, O-rings here. So got all that stuff ordered, and then we'll be back to putting the Kubota back together. Let y'all know how it goes. All right, so last night we worked on the lift housing here for the Kubota. Got back on it, got the new piston, got everything in from Messick's up there in Pennsylvania. Seeing they got the new piston, the O-ring, backup seal. We went through. There's some O-rings, 2 O-rings down below here, an O-ring in here, an O-ring in here, copper washer in here. And you got an O-ring on each side of here. So went through and got everything put back together. Everything moves in there freely. Everybody moves like they're supposed to. Tested everything out here. So ready to put this back on. Just take your time if you're doing one of these. Don't get in a hurry about this. So inside here there's this groove in here. So I just simply got me I got my 90-degree angle pick in here and just clean this out really good. And then used my old Harvest King from Atwood's brake cleaner and clean that out real good, and fix and get my gray silicone here. This is something I hadn't tried before. It's gray RTV silicone. Got it off Amazon. So it's a high temp, low volatile, resist oil, water, antifreeze. So we're gonna put this on there and put the lift housing on it. Get it all torqued down. Get this thing back to going again. I've been missing not having my Kubota around here. So there's no super secret deal in here. Just take your time, push it down in here into this valley. You just want enough that it's going to squeeze out on the outside in there. Sometimes you get a little bit closing out on the inside, and when I was cleaning it up, you have to pull some of it out. So I'm going to get this on there, and we're going to put the lift housing on. Okay, so I did make a mistake here. This piece right here going into this valve, it can go either way. It's got a roll pin going into it down through here. I had it upside down, had this down there, so it wasn't going to hook up to the linkage properly. So I had to take that apart and flip that over. Luckily that roll pin moves pretty easy, so it wasn't too hard to move around. So we're going to go ahead and tighten down the bolts now and keep on going. guys, so we got the little Kubota all wrapped up, got it working. Got the old Portman. We got the bar over here, got the 2-inch ball in the middle, because usually picking up our heaviest there. Got the NC78, old shiny chrome over there on the right just a little bit. And these boats moved on out of the way. Makes life a whole lot easier. I can stand back here and operate with my 3-point and hook them up. We'll get this one moved out of the way. This right here is our storage holder. Yep, got some of them Evinrude's Gen 1 Alpha 1. Oh, we got several others over here in our parts. Oh, Seahorse Johnson 5.5 over there. So this is just kind of my parts holder. Got a good little trailer though. And let's hook it up and get her moved out of the way.